has been 133 days since their last match, but Charleston is back and ready for action tonight in the USL Championship in a new home and a new leadership with a brand new look. It's been long awaited, highly anticipated, but match day has finally arrived at Patriots Point, and Mike Anhauser's side are raring for the occasion. It's the Charleston Battery taking on Birmingham Legion. We welcome you into tonight's broadcast. Poppy Miller alongside former MLS defender Christian Michner. Thrilled to be finally bringing this one to you. And this is not a matchup between teams in the same group. However, it is one of the 16 games this season. The league is split into 8 regionalized groups and will be played over 13 weeks. A jam-packed schedule, and January feels like a lifetime ago now. But for Mike Anhauser's side, he returns a core group from last season, one of their key pieces in the attack being Zico Lewis.
That's right, Poppy. Zico Lewis is such a tremendous player, dynamic, attacking player that will get the ball at his feet, want to go 1v1 to create those scoring opportunities. He led the black and yellow in scoring all last season and has the tally, the lone tally on the season so far. So the Battery will certainly look to Zico Lewis for production.
The Bermudan international critical over set pieces. 1 goal against Atlanta United 2 already this season, looking for plenty more. Well, along with the key returners, 11 new additions join the side, and one of them being Robbie Crawford, who will look to pull the strings in the middle of the park tonight.
Crawford is a product of the Glasgow Rangers, incredible club out of Scotland, and he's got such a range in his game, a dynamic range of passing. He's got an amazing engine, so the Battery will certainly look to him to pull the strings out of the midfield, to control the pace of the game. We're looking for great things out of Robbie Crawford. Well,
Charleston might have 1 win under their belt this season, but as do Birmingham Legion, which came on Wednesday night, so a quick turnaround for them. And it was Bruno Lapa who had an absolute field day out there, scoring 2 in his debut against one of the best goalkeepers of all time, Tim Howard, and even played a part in the third.
Bruno Lapa, the former Wake Forest Demon Deacon, had an amazing debut, one to remember. He left the Secretary of Defense, Tim Howard, hanging out to dry on a number of occasions. Tremendous with the ball at his feet, scored a couple of great goals, and certainly was instrumental in the assist to Brian Wright. And they'll look to Bruno Lapa for some production on the front line tonight.
Birmingham Legion firing on all cylinders on Wednesday night. Can they keep the same momentum going? We've got lineups, kickoff, a piece of history. It's all coming up. Stay with us. We've got USL Championship kickoff just around the corner.
With HomeSmart from Home Telecom, you get the peace of mind of 24/7 security monitoring with all the convenience of home automation, starting at just $34.99 a month. Get smart control of your lights, locks, appliances, thermostat, garage door, and more. No matter where you are, the power is in your hands. We call that home away from home. For a limited time, save $50 on the HomeSmart Total Attack Pack with a free Skybell doorbell. HomeSmart, home automation and security from Home Telecom. Live life ahead.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone, you're supported, pushed, tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, on open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, feeling, hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around, because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine. True, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long.
3, go Battery, all right? All right, and we can do it again if we don't get it right. I can edit that out. So, all right, so everybody ready? 1, 2, 3.
Teams, 1 league match played, 1 league win in the last 9 months. Despite there being no fans in the stand to celebrate this new beginning, they join us in numbers from near and far for what has become the new normal as of late to support their side. You could see the Zoom call there, the regiment supporting in numbers, and we welcome anyone joining us from Birmingham for tonight's match. Let's take a look at the Charleston Battery lineup. Well, Christian, a lot of changes since the last match against Atlanta United 2. Who stands out to you in this one?
Well, you got to look for Leland Archer to really control the back line and settle the team in after such a long layoff, but certainly Zico Lewis and the blazing Nicu Daly up top will look to cause havoc in the Birmingham back line.
And for Birmingham, Tom Soane's side, 2 changes to the lineup from the team that took on Memphis 901 on Wednesday night. We'll take a look at their starting 11. Matt Van Oekel, the anchor at the back. Keep your eye on Balou Akinyodi and Anderson Aseadu, who comes into the middle of the park.
And for me, Poppy, it's Bruno Lopper and Brian Wright. If they can continue to connect as they did on Wednesday night to create goal-scoring opportunities, it will be trouble for Leland Archer in that back line, so they're going to have to look to keep them at bay.
Brian Wright also joins the attack up front. Keep your eye on Prosper Kazim as well, the Ghanaian winger who led the team in minutes, shots, chances created and goals last season. He can be a menace down that flank. Scored the first goal in Birmingham Legion history. And for them, Christian, they're coming into this season. Last year, it was all changed for them, a new franchise side. Now, Tom Soane tells us it's about fine-tweaking those changes.
That's right, and I think they've got so many players that are returning. That gives you a little bit of stability within your lineup. And obviously, coming off a match 3 or 4 days ago, that will help them in terms of making sure that they're ready to come into this match with full confidence, Pops.
Well, the United Soccer League and all 35 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality and compassion. A moment of silence on the pitch below us as we all stand together, united against racism. Kickoff, a new chapter begins tonight for one of America's most historic clubs, which means a new home to defend here at Patriots Point. And Mike Anhauser's side, who are historically sound at home, look to get their season back underway after 4 months wearing the classic black and yellow stripes with red socks, a nod to history. But in the early going, Birmingham looking to get on the front foot, and no worries at the back for Phil Brino.
Shaky to start, you know, and the Charleston Battery really going to want to just get their feet underneath them here in the first 15-20 minutes after a 4-month layoff. Getting back into real live competition can test you a little bit.
And for Birmingham Legion there in the away, white shorts and socks, red tops, Matt Van Oekel, the real leader at the back, brings so much experience to this side. Leland Archer going to have his work cut out for him tonight. Where's the captain's armband? A familiar turf for him tonight here in Patriots Point, the College of Charleston product, Trinidad and Tobago International. And for Mike Anhauser's side, tend to have a very veteran back line. And now Leland Archer finds himself to be the vocal leader at the back.
Yeah, he'll have big shoes to fill with Taylor Mueller's departure in the offseason, and certainly for Leland to get this back line confident and ready to play with the ball. That'll be early goings for them.
We learned from one of the best in Taylor Mueller, such a mainstay at the Charleston Battery. Spent 7 seasons here. A couple of departures. See some new faces roll into this lineup. And the same for Birmingham Legion. They've brought somebody in from every form of line in this lineup. And here's Wright on the run. Sprays one out wide. And Phil Brino. No worries for him at the back. And Phil Brino, an interesting story from last year. He was the go-to during Open Cup play for Mike Anhauser, but with the departure of Joe Kuzminski to Maccabi Haifa on loan, he finds himself the new #1.
Yeah, and talk about big shoes to fill. Phil Brino did an amazing job in the Open Cup for the Battery, and certainly will want to come in here and settle this back line down and make sure that things are calm and under control. He's tested early out of the gate. Will not want to see as much of the ball as he has in the first few minutes.
Birmingham looking to gain some possession in the early going. Jesus Ibarra, one of the newcomers for the black and yellow. Anderson Aseadu, suspended for the last match against Memphis 901, serving that suspension that ended up taking about 9 months, Christian, if you can believe it, from last season.
That's a harsh suspension. really you feel like you're sitting and waiting for forever for the match to roll along, and so I'm sure he's happy to be out there.
Logan Gadula defending out of that corner. And as we saw from Birmingham, they love to try and catch on the counter-attack. The Battery will have to be aware of that here tonight. Talking to head coach Tom Sohn earlier this week, a very quick turnaround, difficult to manage, but a lot of these teams are going to see that turnaround with this very compact schedule we find ourselves with now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's the new normal. So for Birmingham to be able to settle in after not too much time off, an 8-hour bus ride to get to Charleston, you know, could have heavy legs coming into this one, but you can't underestimate the confidence that they'll have after that Wednesday night showing against Memphis.
There was head coach Tom Sohn on your screen in his second season at the helm. Been all over MLS, most recently with Columbus Crew. Prior to that, worked with Birmingham Legion president Jay Heaps when they were both at New England Revolution. And here is that long ball over. Johnny Dean on the run. Deshaun Nimhard, safety first out the back. And they're looking to get going quick on the restart. Let's take a look at tonight's injury report presented by MUSC Health. A couple of players out for Mike Anhauser's side. As you can see there, lofty ball over towards the back. Dean keeps it in. Back to Roof. They actually find themselves under a bit of pressure. Akinyodi. Tom Sohn loves to get his outside backs down the flanks and into the action. Keep your eye on Mikey Lopez getting forward into the attack throughout this one. Alex Pranali, the former MLS Columbus Crew defender. Kelly. A turnover. This could be trouble. Takes a deflection. And Phil Brino rises to the occasion.
And you can see Angelo Kelly just has got to be able to keep that ball there. Little simple giveaways out of the back or could come back to haunt the Battery. So being able to keep the ball, having a little comfort will be important there. But good, sure hands from Phil Brino out of the back.
Phil Brino, 24 years old, just made 2 appearances for Charleston last season. As we mentioned, both in the Open Cup. Kept the Battery in it when it went to penalties against Nashville SC, who were part of the USL Championship last season. Lewis. Leland pumps one forward. Nuku Daly, excellent touch, trying to get on the end of it. And he loves to pressure and find himself in a one-on-one opportunity.
Yeah, it was an excellent touch there from Nuku. He'll want to find a little bit more space than that. Those tight touches and tight little areas aren't necessarily his forte, but if he can find a little room to run, he'll get chances.
Unfortunately, no fans in the stands here at Patriots Point in Charleston, South Carolina, here tonight. We are missing you just as much as the players, but like the rest of the world and many places in other leagues, limited or no fans here at the moment. But what a moment for this club. And a lot of build-up to get this stadium ready. The new ownership group, HCFC, led by Rob Salvatore, who's in the far corner there, with friends and family, done a phenomenal job in getting this place ready. And we'll talk more about that as the broadcast goes on. Here we go. Zico Lewis leads one into the attack. Ground ball, top of the box. Piggott's there. Can't be the first one to it. It's been quite an open match so far, Christian.
It has, and in these early moments, you really want the teams to settle in and find their rhythm. I think there's, you know, from Charleston Battery's perspective, it's the first game in 4 months, so there's a little nervous energy out there. Birmingham seem a little bit more settled when they've got the ball at their feet.
Roof, the Alabama native, just breaks down there in the final connection. And Christian, you've played in MLS. You know, if this is you out there, how difficult is it to really know your body and know that realistically you're probably not going to be able to put in 100% for 90 minutes, given the last few months that these players have been through?
That's right. You really have to play your way fit. there's no amount of fitness on your own or running on the side or even in a training environment that can prepare you for a 90-minute match other than playing in matches. And so it'll take a few games for the guys to sort of get themselves into playing shape. You know, so the early moments here of this match, trying to keep the ball, not giving away passes in your own half, be important.
Lapa getting involved in the mix. Dean all the way through to Asiadu, who was drafted by Atlanta United in the 2019 draft. Named MVP of the MLS Combine that year. Here's Lopez, drops one back, top of the box. Can Birmingham find themselves with a bit of space? Asiadu with the strike. And bounces nicely for Brino at the back.
Yeah, and that ball just clips up nicely for Anderson Asiadu to run onto. It's a dream ball that's just sitting there at the top of the box. Good deflection to get in the way, and the Battery escapes that one harmlessly.
Niku Daly, he can be so dangerous up top, lightning speed.
He's got such pace, and he'll certainly want to find those spaces. If the Battery can play into him early in those areas, then he'll be a menace up there all night.
Well, we just got a look over there with owner Rob Salvatore and some of the community members from the College of Charleston and those that helped bring this stadium to life. Hill Construction, LS3P. So great to see them out there getting to enjoy this one with their masks on, of course, in these new times that we live in. But this stadium really a great addition to the league as it continues to modernize. So many new stadiums coming or have come to the USL or are planning to in the near future, and there's not many that have a better backdrop than this, Christian.
It's phenomenal. With the Ravenel Bridge in the distance, you're a stone's throw from downtown Charleston. It really is sitting right on the water. You get a little cool breeze, and obviously kicking off at 8 p.m. is better than playing at 1 o'clock in Charleston, especially in the month of July. The players will hopefully feel a little bit of that breeze, but what a backdrop.
It is deceivingly warm down there, 87 degrees at kickoff, 71% humidity. Feels like 96 though. And to us, Christian, probably feels even warmer than that down here in the south in the peak of summer.
Indeed, and Zico Lewis hacked down there. Crawford will step over the ball here and get it back to play.
Nelson made 22 appearances last season, 20 starts for the black and yellow. Centre back or outside back. Big switch from Kelly. Ibarra in the box, can't connect.
And there's Bruno Lapa showing up in those little half spaces there in between the lines, just getting behind Crawford. That's where he likes to operate.
Here's Dean from Macon, Georgia. Into the box, Wright is there. Wright finds the back of the net, and he opens the scoring for Birmingham Legion. They got off to a cracking start midweek against Memphis 901, and Brian Wright notches one first for the visitors.
Well, it was just a little slip ball in, and I think it caught the Battery back line stepping forward. Brian Wright runs onto this ball and just smashes it back post. Not much that Phil Brino can do there. What a fantastic finish there from Brian Wright. And he picks up where he left off on Wednesday night.
Well, he scored one in the 30th minute against Memphis 901 on Wednesday, and he is first to open the scoring here at Patriots Point. In his third professional season, was drafted by the New England Revolution in 2017, 20th overall. And joins the Legion on an open-ended loan from New England. Also spent time in the USL Championship with Tulsa in 2017 and Orange County. Here's Niku Daly trying to find the response. And that one goes out for a corner.
And that's what you get with Niku Daly. Even when there doesn't seem like there's much there to develop, he can create something out of it. His athleticism and pace to get in behind a back line is impressive.
The Battery with an opportunity here to pull one back. The height from the back line joins in. Zico Lewis over the dead ball, in swinger away at the near post. Birmingham Legion ushered to safety. Deshaun Nemhard at the back. Plays a loose one out for Ibarra.
Again, I think it's nerves right now, Poppy. There are nerves, and this is a matchup that we're going to be looking to see all night with Brian Wright and Leland Archer.
Here's Dean into the box. Dean looking for number 2. And a similar build-up. The Battery committing numbers forward and almost punished for it at the back.
Yeah, and a Battery trademark is generally their organization. Now they set up to play. They're very difficult to break down, but in these early days so far, they're giving away too much. And you see a foul there from Archer.
Kevin Broadley, our referee, in the middle, assisted by Jordan Davis and Joe Suwoski. The 4th official for tonight's match is Lem Pexanar. And this could be another dangerous one. Anderson Aseadu over the dead ball. Just looking at the Memphis match earlier this week, they like to whip something up from the training ground.
They do, and they'll bring their big guys forward. Alex Cronali is coming forward, and certainly you've got the physical Brian Wright up top. They can just drop this ball in right behind the back line for a red shirt to attack. That's what they're looking for.
Cromwell joins in as well. Ball whipped into the mix. It's a good one. The Battery first to it. Piggott pushes it along. Daly loves to stretch his legs. Holds off on that one. And is this important for the Battery, Christian, just to get the possession going and get that nervous energy that you were talking about out?
I think so. And, you know, when you're defending, you spend a lot of energy anyways. And so anytime Birmingham has the ball, you're at their beck and call, right? So if the Battery can keep the ball, even if they're really not going anywhere at the moment, it just settles your nerves a little bit. Get players a touch on the ball. I think they really want to try and find number 6, Robbie Crawford, as much as they can to get him going. Here he is.
One important note for tonight's match, like many of the leagues around the world, 5 substitutions are available. Has to be made in 3 goes, though, for each side, and that just really changes things, becomes much more of a tactical chess match for the head coaches.
It does, and Birmingham used all 5 the other night, so, you know, with their eyes potentially on this Sunday tilt with the Battery, ability to rest some legs a little bit.
Ibarra for Kelly. Kelly sprays one out wide. Nemhard on the run into the box. And nicely done at the back, Cronali.
And that's better from the Battery, keeping the ball, playing in, playing out, and certainly with Deshaun Nemhard running hard down to the end line.
Alex Cronali from Columbus, Ohio, signed a homegrown contract with Columbus Crew in 2016, made 38 appearances for them, and then spent time on loan with Orange County in 2018 and Indy 11 of the Eastern Conference in 2019, where he made 6 appearances. Indy 11 off to an absolute flying start this season. Archer back to Brino. Crawford forced to drop deep.
And this is good from Robbie. Gives the Battery a little bit of rhythm. And certainly for a player like Robbie, he really needs to get the ball on his feet, get touches, connect. But there's just been 3 or 4 of those balls that have been sprayed out wide that have gone out of bounds, Poppy, that they're going to really need to get their hold on.
Dean will leave that one. Ruth joins in. Thompson down on the sideline, dishing some instruction out. Ruth finds the switch. Cromwell. Out wide, Lopez. Mikey Lopez had the most touches, duels won, and tackles against Memphis.
And that's just too much space for Brian Wright to show up in and get the ball. Neither center back came with. Was able to turn with no problems.
Here's Zico Lewis. Niku Daly is with him. Romario Piggott also joining in. Piggott, top of the box, looking to go in. Plays himself on, maybe a touch too much. And unfortunate there from Romario Piggott.
Yeah, an excellent work there from Piggott. He just ran out of real estate there.
Romario Piggott, 3 goals, 3 assists
Yeah,
in
and you can
2019.
see he picks up the ball here, just slides through, but runs out of real estate on the end.
Piggott won to score against Birmingham Legion in 2019. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues around the world. Here's Romario Piggott, top of the box, lays it off for Crawford. Crawford strikes and just falls wide. Best chance for the Battery so far.
Absolutely, Poppy, and Romario Piggott just getting that ball and driving to the end line, pulling that ball back there to the top of the box for Robbie Crawford, who just stings it wide. You can see here the ball comes in, pulls it back, and Crawford has a lash at it, but it just zips past the post. Better from the black and yellow.
Robbie Crawford just oozes talent and confidence. Spent last season overseas in Finland. Just so cool and composed on the ball. Joins a few familiar faces in the Battery lineup this season in Zico Lewis and Reniko Clark, who he played with over at FH in Iceland in 2018. What an interesting one that is, Christian, from Iceland to Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, I can't imagine the environment is the same, right? So something to sort of acclimate to, no doubt.
Lengthy ball over the top. Bruno tracks out wide to scoop it up. Best part about that story is Mike Anhauser didn't even tell them they would all be joining the team, so they actually just bumped into each other in the locker rooms on the first day of pre-season. But that was a fun reunion for them.
That's fantastic. Birmingham with real comfort on the ball right now, and you have to say that getting 90 minutes in just a few days ago helps the team through that, right? It helps you get there, and so I think the Battery, as they get through this first 20 minutes, will start to feel more comfortable on the ball. You already see that they're having a little bit more creativity and more success on the attacking end.
These games will come thick and fast. The Battery back at Patriots Point on Friday to take on Atlanta United 2. A team they've already picked up 3 points from in their only match so far this season prior to this one. We'll be looking for more of the same against teams that are especially in their regionalized group. And for the Charleston Battery, that's Tampa Bay Rowdies, Atlanta United 2. And Miami FC, the newcomers to the USL Championship.
It's an interesting group and an incredible dynamic to play each team on several occasions, in some in real quick succession. So the scouting that goes into each match will be important.
Piggott knocks one out wide. Logan Gadula on the ball. Kevin Broadley waves play on. Logan Gadula, drafted by Cincinnati in 2019 and then loaned to USL Championship side Phoenix Rising before rejoining Cincinnati and then heading out to Hartford Athletic, where he made 15 appearances. Played 81 minutes back in March against Atlanta United 2, and that just seems a lifetime ago now with everything that's been happening with the coronavirus pandemic. Difficult for these players to really keep the chemistry, fitness, momentum. It's basically a fresh season for them.
It is, Poppy, and really in our conversation with Coach Sohn the other day, he sort of mentioned what they were going through in those early days of March, April. They didn't get to play a match, so they really only had a couple weeks of preseason going into that, and then were shut down. So it really is like a new start.
Bruno, the William and Mary product for Archer, who was sidelined for a portion of last season due to injury. Started every one of the matches he was available for, all 18 of them. Started training with the Battery while he was still at the College of Charleston, and this is not an unusual story for Mike Anhauser to bring players through from the college. Nico Rittmeyer, also one of them, who's on the bench tonight.
Yeah, they'll be familiar with this environment, having played 4 years here at the college. It's an amazing stadium, and certainly the new ownership group has taken it to another level here at Patriots Point. But Leland Archer should feel comfortable out there in the comfy confines at Patriots Point, and hopefully as the minutes and days wear on, the Battery will make this a fortress.
Gadula rolling into the attack, held up at the top of the box. Lopez regains the possession. Crawford to step in. Looking for Lewis, the Bermudan international. Loves a bit of fancy footwork. Didn't pay off on that occasion, though. But just so unpredictable in the attack once he can get going.
He is, and this game has started a little bit chippy. Right, there's been several fouls on either side, and in that situation, Zico doesn't need to foul him. He's letting him out of the mix. It's an easy out for Birmingham now. He had him pinned into the corner, but Zico is a tremendous attacking talent, and will want to get his legs underneath him as quickly as he can.
Both these teams quite chippy sides. There is head coach Tom Sohn on your screen there. Matt Van Oekel at the back. Helped Birmingham have a fantastic run at the tail end of the season last year, unbeaten in 9 to close out the year. One of the best top 5 records in the USL after a shaky start for them. It has to be predicted. Tom Sohn said it was a challenge bringing in 23 plus players, trying to get the chemistry, trying to get the momentum and field a team that looks like they could go up against teams that have been together, a core group for quite a while.
That's right, everything's brand new. The stadium's brand new, the coaching staff is new, the players are new. It's all a brand new experience, and regardless of how many years of professional soccer you've played prior to that, it takes some time to get into it.
Crawford finds a bit of greenery on this near side, whips one into the box. It's a lovely one. Matt Van Oekel spills it, but manages to pick up the seconds.
Well, it's a fantastic ball in from Robbie Crawford, who finds himself getting into a wide position, but just whips the ball in with pace. And Van Oekel just gets there in the nick of time to keep it at bay.
Matt Van Oekel played for OKC Energy in 2018. Prior to that was with Real Salt Lake in 2017. A real mainstay at the back. A loose one. Top of the box it goes. This could be dangerous. Flying ball in and floats wide of the post.
26 minutes.
Yeah, and Logan Dula will just have missed that that clearance. Came off his foot wrong. And the Battery just narrowly escaped something, and really it's the chances that you give the other team. And the ball just clips over the top.
Just behind Phil Brino. Fantastic to see what the supporters group here, the regiment, have done. They can't be here, but they are certainly here in spirit. We saw them on the Zoom call just prior to kickoff. They've decorated their supporters stand. And we are counting down the days to welcome them back to this new home. Piggott gets the 1-2 from Crawford. Patience from the home side around the back.
And you said it, Poppy, the fans make such a huge difference. The players only play matches like this in a preseason situation. So to be able to switch on in the heat of real competition is not easy. And I think players around the world are figuring that out.
Mike Anhauser having an inner squad scrimmage on Wednesday night just to mimic what tonight would be like. 8 o'clock kickoff. Of course, no fans in the stands, just to really try and do everything they possibly can to get them used to what has become the new normal in 2020. Lewis looking to connect with Daly. Picks up. And a free kick coming. Nikhil Daly, again, another one that had a bit of a stop-start season last season. Played just over 600 minutes in total. 2 goals and an Open Cup goal as well. The Jamaican youth international That's a key contributor for the CONCACAF Championship. Big ball out of the back by Nelson.
And at 28 minutes in, the players' legs will start to feel a little shaky at this moment. They'll just really want to settle in and have the ball a little more.
Daly. Lopez with the pressure. Manages to wiggle away. Here is Naku Daly, ground ball into the box. Nobody there to pick it up. And Christian, you can see Birmingham Legion have done their homework. They're not giving Naku Daly any time on the ball. The 18-year-old striker can be such a threat in the attack. Kelly out for Nemhard. Zico Lewis slots one home. A fantastic finish from the Bermudan international. And just like that, he makes this place home.
What an absolute cracker of a goal, Poppy. Deshaun Nemhard with the ball out wide and whips one in there at the top of the box. And Zico Lewis makes no mistake as that ball just rips the back of the net. And we find the match at 1-1.
That was an absolute cracker from Zico Lewis. 2 goals in 2 games in 2020. And his season is getting off on just the right foot. And with that, we will see the first hydration break of the match. We mentioned very, very warm temperatures here in Charleston, South Carolina. An excellent celebration as well to go with it. If you want to see more from the celebrations, head to the Charleston Battery Twitter account. They had a little goal celebration competition that you can vote on.
Well, that's exactly the statement the Battery needed coming into this hydration break, the 30-minute mark. They've found their legs. They've started to create a little bit more opportunity going forward.
Well, it has been an off-season full of change for the Charleston Battery, starting with the new ownership, HCFC, led by Rob Salvatore. They've done an absolute tremendous job with the team, a fresh chapter for this side, and this includes so much, starting with a new look and new home. You can see there Rob Salvatore with Mike Kelleher, Ryan Madden, and the College of Charleston connection there, which has just been absolutely fantastic to watch. The new branding was then unveiled in December 2019. Fresh new kits for this side. The players absolutely loving them, doing their second job of modelling. And then, as you can see here, the new stadium relocation to Patriots Point, just a stone throw away from downtown Charleston. And it looks absolutely brilliant. Some fantastic aerial coverage there. And we have had the pleasure, Christian, of really watching this place become a home for this team.
That's right. It's really it's taken on such a transformation over the last few months. And I know it's been nerve-wracking for the ownership group to get to the first home opener. And here we are, and the place looks brilliant. Phase 1 is complete. And I can't say enough about how they've come in here to rebrand in a fresh start, in a fresh way for Charleston. And the city is really taking to it.
The city welcoming the club with open arms, something that's so important to this team, this ownership group, the front office, and of course the fans, the heart of the city here in Charleston. And now we do have a game on our hands, 1-1, 31st minute. We're back underway. Like you said, Christian, this is typically the time where the legs start to feel a little bit shaky for some of them, trying to get that match fitness back.
That's right. For the Battery players, they've been home and they've been waiting on this moment for a long time, so that nervous energy they've had to run out. And for Birmingham, it's the opposite. They played 90 minutes a couple nights ago and had a long trip to get to Charleston, so in the early moments they were running out their, as we say, bus legs, trying to run those bus legs out to make sure that they're fit and fresh and ready to roll.
Daly. Getting involved in the middle. Here's Lewis. He will just keep going. Lopez into Akinyodi. who spent last season with the Nashville, one of the mainstays of their side. 25 games started of the 32 he appeared in. 93% passing accuracy in 2019, and that, you just can't ask for more in the middle of the park, just to be that connection between the back line and up top.
Yeah, that's what you need, really. You need somebody, a cog in the wheel, that can really keep the temperature and the pace of the game alive and knows when to push the pace and when to hold on to the ball.
Lopez. Or Seydou.
Birmingham comfortable on the ball, and they're not as direct as they were a couple of nights ago. And they certainly have their legs underneath them and ability to connect and pass. Like I said, I'm really interested in this combination right here.
Here's Wright into the box, cut straight across Archer, and Archer does excellently.
Well, it's a good recovery from Leland Archer after not a great decision to come forward to try and win that ball. Just needed to hold him in place there, but has the recovery steps to get in there, and now we're in a corner kick defending situation.
Leland Archer, 6'4" at the back, such a strong presence. Lapper over this one. 2 goals and an assist on Wednesday night. Needs to be a player down in the box, just under Kyle Nelson. Kevin Broadley will take a look.
Well, there's no getting away with anything in the box. There's no love lost between these teams for sure, and certainly the players won't allow themselves any space to move. Always interesting to see how teams line up to defend.
Lapper into the box, falls back out to him. A looping ball over, and no worries for the Battery back line with that one.
Yeah, and he'll want that one back. He'll want to connect on that one a little bit better.
Well, we've seen so much football lately, and it isn't stopping anytime soon. Monday Night Football, ESPN2, Hartford taking on Loudoun United. Group F action, kickoff, 7 p.m. Eastern. Here's Ibarra. The sliding challenge comes in, and veteran defending from the back from Roof. And his first professional season, plays beyond his years.
Now when Crawford dips back into that back line, allows the center backs to shift their shape a little bit wider, and the outside backs can get forward.
Lewis wins that one for his side, throwing coming up. Deshaun Nemhard began his college career at SMU before transferring to FIU in 2014. Gets us underway quickly. And Lewis just can't do anything with it.
Yeah, and Cronulla really hasn't been too bothered with Nicu Daly at the moment. We'll see if those spaces sort of open up.
You were talking about those loose balls, Christian. Another example of it right there. And this is all new territory for everybody, you know, really in the world right now, but especially for these players out there. They're trying to hit the ground running with a jam-packed schedule. These games will come thick and fast. But I think we've seen some great quality and an exciting match so far here tonight.
Well, it's certainly been back and forth and a little helter-skelter at times.
Piggott. Flex to Crawford, Archer. Into Lewis. Good pressure from Birmingham in the middle, but the Battery keep the possession. Looping ball over. Here's Jesus Ibarra. Dean.
And Jesus Ibarra really hasn't threatened a great deal on this left side for the Battery. He's been a little more comfortable going inside to help in the combination. That allows Nemar to get really high down the line.
Birmingham with the opportunity to keep creeping up down the side. Just 2 changes to their lineup that played on Wednesday night. Ruth and Asiedu both coming into the starting 11. As we mentioned, 5 substitutes are available in 3 changes for each side. No substitutions as of yet.
And here's where Birmingham can be dangerous on the break.
Rolling forward, Lopez. Gadula can't stop it, but out of the back, cleared to safety by Nelson.
Kyle Nelson does a good job to track the ball, be in the right place at the right time, steer that one to safety.
Patience from the visitors. Cronali. His brother Eli Cronali on the bench for Thompson here tonight. They played together professionally for the first time on Wednesday. Here's Niku Daly looking to get in the box. Daly pushed off the ball. Kevin Broadley blows his whistle, and a yellow card shown for Cronali, who is not taking any chances here tonight.
That's a situation that Alex Cronali doesn't want to find himself in, one-on-one with Niku Daly, with a lot of space in behind him, takes no chances, shoves him down, and is able to give up that free kick. But Niku Daly's got such amazing pace. You see him just fly past. And Cronali's not taking any chances there.
Niku Daly just loves to unstitch the back line. Forces the foul, and here comes Robbie Crawford, who we know has got an absolute mean finish on him, looking to whip one in.
He does, and this just sets up for a perfect little in-swinger. He can just land it on top of the 6 and bodies crashing in. You don't necessarily care if it goes off a black shirt or a red shirt. It's all about the delivery in this situation.
Kyle Nelson, Leland Archer make their way up. Could be chaos in the box. It goes through to the back and hits the back of the net. As you said, Christian, not exactly sure who it came off, but Kevin Broadley is not going to give it.
It's a foul on the play at some point, I think, as players were challenging on the back post. Don't know if Van Oekel was held at some point. That was a perfect delivery to the backside there. And as that ball swings in, you can see players battling for it. And I'm searching for a foul anywhere, Poppy, and don't see one on that play.
Birmingham Legion definitely get away with one there. 1-1 the score as we approach the last 5 minutes of the first half.
How calm and cool is Leland Archer on the ball? The guy never seems phased. He's fantastic with the ball at his feet. Big physical presence. He has such a future ahead of him.
Reminds me of Miles Robinson as a centre-back. Archer just 23 years old. As we mentioned, a familiar ground here. The College of Charleston product, Trinidad and Tobago international. Was actually the leading goal scorer for the Cougars his senior year. Loves to try and get up and in the box on the end of those set pieces. Lewis finds Nemhard, looking for Daly. Again, 2 defenders there. This time it will go in favor of the visitors.
And Daly tries to get away with one there, but it's right in front of the referee. Pushes him down, and we're going the other way.
Another quick restart from Birmingham. Cromwell takes his space, knocks one for Lopez. Akinyodi. A great Turnover for the Battery. Zico Lewis in the box and just loses his footing with the ball.
Now, but the Battery's team pressure higher up the field was more coordinated that time, allowed Crawford to come away with that ball.
Piggott and Ibarra love to switch up those flanks. Romario now out here on this left side. Bruno Lapa. Haven't seen too much from him in this first half.
Really haven't. Bruno Lapa's shown up, and when he's on the ball, he's brilliant. You can see how he can connect the dots. He hasn't seen the ball enough for me, Poppy. It's a guy that really needs to get onto the ball a little bit more.
Hey, leave the ball. Leave the ball.
He had an absolute fantastic debut, scoring 2 goals, 1 assist against Memphis midweek. The Wake Forest product had 23 goals, 15 assists. In 2018 was the ACC Midfielder of the Year, a Mac Herman Trophy semi-finalist. Originally from Brazil, but came to the US during high school to play in Florida. Just so calm and composed on the ball.
And the ACC is widely recognized as probably the top men's soccer conference in the country, and to be the midfielder of the year out of a league like that is impressive. And it's a bright start to a professional career for Bruno Lapa.
Roof down the flank, looking for the flick on. Kazim looking to try and get something going. Top goal scorer last season for Birmingham. We're hearing there's going to be 3 minutes of added on time in the first half. Kelly. Out wide, Ibarra opts to take his space. Lewis. He'll want to stretch the back line, up he gets, and it just runs away from him. Unfortunate for Lewis on the far side.
Yeah, and that's where Zico Lewis and Nicu Daly want to live. They want to be in those spaces where they can stretch the line, where they can be 1v1 and kind of go at players.
Lewis again to create the attack. Ibarra looking for a bit of trickery, lays one off. Crawford, delivery into the box, falling to the back. Piggott knocks one over. Angelo Kelly joins in and punched away from Asiadu. Archer, nicely done. A good build-up from the Battery and a foul. Kevin Broadley will go to his book this time, and a yellow card for Roof.
And that's been the story of the first half for me. It's been a lot of stop-start, a lot of fouls in the middle third of the field from both teams, and that's a product of legs that are a little bit heavy, and frankly, you really don't talk about the mental fatigue that goes into it as well. And we see the physicality of this match right there on that tackle. There's no love lost there between these two. And another opportunity here for the Charleston Battery here as the first half comes to a close to swing one in and create some havoc there in the box.
Robbie Crawford over this one again, the former Rangers product. Played for the Scottish powerhouse from academy to pros. Crawford in swinging delivery, a deep one. Archer couldn't get the strike away. And that looked really nasty, that one, Christian.
Yeah, the ball just didn't drop quickly enough, and Leland Archer is feeling the effects of that challenge there at the top of the box.
Leland Archer signed his first professional contract in May 2018 with the Battery. Went on to start 12 of the 13 games that season. Really, Mike Anhauser just as always instills so much trust in him. Such a valuable player on this side.
He is, and to play as the team captain and play as a center back, you see him getting back into the back line there. The ball just slides up to him. It just takes a high bounce, and it doesn't drop quickly enough for Leland and allows the challenge to come in. And that stings.
Talk about a lot of history with this club, a lot of history with the head coach as well. Head coach Mike Anhauser, who joined the Charleston Battery in 1994, played 6 seasons as a midfielder before transitioning into a coaching role as an assistant coach first, and then to a head coach. Over 220 career wins. Here come Birmingham Legion, looking to counter. Prosper Kazim out wide, and Logan Gadula, nicely done.
That's fantastic defending there from Logan to close out the half and really just keep them at bay there at the end.
That's it. That's it for the first half
There is
of play.
the final
Score,
whistle
Charleston
from the
Battery
first
won,
half.
Birmingham
Charleston
Legion
Battery
FC
1, Birmingham Legion 1. It's been an entertaining first half. Join us at halftime as we take a look around the USL and what the Battery have been up to during the last 4 months. It's all coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back just after this.
HomeSmart from Home Telecom, you get the peace of mind of 24/7 security monitoring with all the convenience of home automation, starting at just $34.99 a month. Get smart control of your lights, locks, appliances, thermostat, garage door, and more. No matter where you are, the power is in your hands. We call that home away from home. For a limited time, save $50 on the HomeSmart Total Attack Pack with a free Skybell doorbell. HomeSmart, home automation and security from Home Telecom. Live life ahead.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone, you're supported, pushed, tested, tried, trued, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, on open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to Charleston, South Carolina. The first ever match for the Charleston Battery here at Patriots Point. Charleston Battery 1, Birmingham Legion 1 at the half. Well, Christian, it's been an interesting last 4 months. The Charleston Battery have kept very busy during these unprecedented times. We'll take a look now at what they've been up to. The Holy City Heroes t-shirts were one of them, and the proceeds all benefiting the MUSC COVID-19 Emergency Relief Fund.
I can't think of a better cause to go to at the moment as the world battles COVID-19 and the pandemic that's touched every place on earth. And kudos to our players and staff for getting into this program and to provide this and the proceeds to MUSC.
The players and club both using their voice during this very, very difficult time for so many. That was one of the initiatives. The other one, the Battery and the fans ran a GoFundMe campaign to buy meals for the frontline healthcare workers. And there is the pictures of them doing so. Just every little helps during this time.
Absolutely, and I don't think you can cheer loud enough or say congratulations or thank you enough to the frontline workers who've literally put their life on the front line to help battle this pandemic and disease for us. And it's just been absolutely fantastic. And so to do whatever we can as players, as staff, as coaches, as technical work to give back, it's just so meaningful.
And to see the players so eager to give back to the community as well. A massive credit to the Charleston Battery fans who got so involved with this, delivering meals, wanting to help in any way. And the Charleston Battery also matched the first $1,000 of donations. You can see smiles on faces there. Everybody's looking for a smile at the minute. In the month of April, percentages of sales from merchandise also went to the same fund, while the players kept busy and active in the community from home as well, keeping everyone fit and healthy with workout videos, home cooking videos, and social media fun. They wanted to be involved in the action with the supporters, but tonight they can get involved on the field to represent their city, and we are so grateful to this city and to MUSC, all the healthcare workers that have been working tirelessly on the front line during the coronavirus pandemic. We want to thank you so much for your service, and we will be right back after this. But first, let's take a break and see what's been going on around the USL.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Now up for Sandoval, and great save by Sean Melvin, and now a strike in there goes in for a goal.
Here's Jackson Conway, first chance, and buried for Atlanta.
Sante going for goal, what a strike! Catching Romero off his line.
One of the key components of USL clubs establishing reserve teams through the USL Academy League is the strategic alignment of long-term player development efforts. As opposed to the scholastic calendar that traditional youth leagues typically follow, and in an effort to further drive vertical integration, the USL Academy League will be the first pre-professional league to align with the American professional soccer calendar. Clubs will begin the year with a month-long preseason in February, followed by a 9-month regular season split into 3 cycles: spring, summer, and fall, concluding with USL Academy League playoffs before an off-season in December and January. Clubs will be able to move players fluidly through programs at select times throughout the year. These transfer windows strategically line the youth network, USL Academy team, and USL senior team even further. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
Welcome back to Charleston, South Carolina. Half-time here between the Charleston Battery and Birmingham Legion. All squares at the half. 1-1 is the score. Let's take a look at the news and notes from the USL Championship. League One launch. Greenville Triumph defeating Fort Lauderdale 3-0 in the first game in a very special stadium, Christian.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to be able to open up a brand new stadium. First game at Inter Miami Stadium, and Greenville Triumph goes in and spoils it for the hosts there in Fort Lauderdale.
And welcome to the neighborhood. New stadiums opening here in Charleston and Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville. And it was Pittsburgh Riverhounds that spoiled the party there. Charleston Battery looking for a result on home soil here tonight in the USL. Unite against racism. The Championship and League One, its club players across the USL have united and are peacefully demonstrating before matches. And Christian, we're seeing players use their voice and use their platform like never before. Let's take a look at the 2020 competition structure. We mentioned the 5 subs rule. Are you surprised that we haven't seen any substitutes yet so far?
Not yet, Poppy, but I would expect a change or two maybe at halftime or as we get into the first 10 to 15 minutes of the second half, but there will be changes made in this one for sure.
8 regionalized groups. We'll take a look at them. Here is the East. Indy 11, Louisville, St. Louis and Sporting KC 2. Indy off to an absolute flying start. Birmingham Legion find themselves in Group G with the Carolina rivals Charlotte Independence and North Carolina FC in a very interesting group for Group H with the Tampa Bay Rowdies, Miami the newcomers this season, and Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies have gone off on a flying start. 7 points so far through their first 3 games. But it's early stages here in this one, and so every team will be able to see each other multiple times and have a chance to really use their scouting and the knowledge that they pick up on each other.
Neil Collins has done absolutely phenomenally with that side with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They've bolstered their roster again, once again, bringing in the likes of Forrest Lasso to their side to shore up that back line. They drew on Friday against North Carolina FC. The one that stands out to you there, though, it's got to be Pittsburgh Riverhounds 6, Philadelphia 2, Union 0.
Unbelievable, and that's sort of a Pennsylvania derby there, but Pittsburgh Riverhounds on 6 goals in the professional game, that's a blinder there.
And to keep a clean sheet as well, classic Bob Lilly football, some real team play happening with Pittsburgh. Let's take a look at what's coming up. A quick turnaround for the Charleston Battery to get their season going. Back home on Friday to take on Atlanta United 2, and you've got to say they'll have that confidence in the back of their mind. So long ago now, but on home soil against Atlanta United 2.
There's no doubt. You take things from every match, and certainly the Battery will remember that one in March, and we'll take a lot from this match with Birmingham tonight.
And Sunday, St. Louis and Indy 11. Indy 11, so much fun to watch at the minute. 5:30 p.m. Eastern is that kickoff. Keep your eye on that one. Well, we're going to take a quick break now, but when we come back, we'll break down the first half highlights, take a look at the stats, and get you set for second half action from Charleston, South Carolina. Patriots Point is the site. We'll be right back after this.
With HomeSmart from Home Telecom, you get the peace of mind of 24/7 security monitoring with all the convenience of home automation, starting at just $34.99 a month. Get smart control of your lights, locks, appliances, thermostat, garage door, and more. No matter where you are, the power is in your hands. We call that home away from home. For a limited time, save $50 on the HomeSmart Total Attack Pack with a free Skybell doorbell. HomeSmart, home automation and security from Home Telecom. Live life ahead.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone, you're supported, pushed, tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, on open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to Charleston, South Carolina for tonight's USL Championship match. It is finally match day in Charleston after a long-awaited 4 months. There's the site of the Ravenel Bridge, sitting perfectly just behind Patriots Point Soccer Stadium. We'll take a look at the first half highlights. Several chances for either side there, Christian, but it is all squares at the half.
And Birmingham got off to a flying start here with Brian Wright just smashing one in the back of the net. But this is an earlier chance. Phil Brino just holds up nicely. But it was shaky moments as you see this giveaway. Shaky moments at the back early on.
Well, we saw them capitalize on the counter-attack against Memphis earlier on this week. Here was the build-up to the goal. Johnny Dean slots one through to Brian Wright, finds himself in the box, time and space, and slots it perfectly into the side netting. He opens the scoring, but that wasn't all the action we saw.
And Brian Wright just burst the back of the net there. And he was real active in the early moments. This was Dean on a later chance, but Phil Brino's positioning is absolutely impeccable here. Makes it look easy.
Phil Brino coming into that #1 role for this season for Mike Anhauser. Here's Robbie Crawford. He knocks a dangerous one across the box. Shaky stuff from Matt Van Oekel, who is normally so sound at the back. Piggott with the pressure, and that pressure kept building. Robbie Crawford playing a role in it yet again. Here he is looking for the 1-2. Angelo Kelly sprays one out wide. Deshaun Nemhard across the box, and Zico Lewis puts it on a dime to open the scoring for Mike Anhauser's side. And that's a pretty spectacular finish.
It's an amazing strike from the top of the box. It's so difficult to keep that shot down, but Zico Lewis does fantastically, times it well, and smashes the ball to the back of the net.
And Crawford has proved problematic over dead balls. There is one goal that was disallowed by our referee, Kevin Broadley. We struggled to see from this angle exactly what was wrong with it, but nonetheless, a superb ball into the box.
That was a fantastic delivery, and free kicks in that situation, it's all about the delivery. The Battery gets on the end of it. There's a foul on the back post. Keeps the match 1-1.
Unfortunately, no fans are in the stands here tonight, but we know they're cheering on near and afar. They are here, certainly in spirit, the regiment with their flags out, waving proud over the supporters section. And it looks pretty spectacular over there. Looking at one substitution, getting ready to make his way into the match. Jaden Cervenia will make his way in. Started the match midweek against Memphis. Celebrated his birthday as well earlier this week after his first pro debut.
Okay, now we're good.
And he'll make his way in to play on the flank. He spent time with the Houston Dynamo Academy. And we'll see what he can do in this one. No changes from Mike Anhauser as of yet as we're underway for the second half. Well, Christian, 45 minutes are in the books. What are you looking for to see from Mike Anhauser's side in this second half?
Really, you hope that the Battery will feel a little bit more comfortable on the ball. 45 minutes in their legs. They should feel in a bit more of a rhythm now. And it was more promising from the Battery as the half wore on there. But the chippiness continues, as you can see. Logan Gadula go down to the ground there early in this one to steer that one out of bounds.
Both teams last year had over 60 yellow cards between the sides, 7 red apiece. Daly backed up by Piggott. Lopez finds Cronali on the back. Pressure from Crawford. Ibarra won't get there in time, and here come Birmingham down the other way. A good build-up from Birmingham, looking to go straight through the middle. And Angelo Kelly will try to hit on the counter. Challengers sliding in, an energetic first couple of minutes. Piggott, top of the box, and he is brought down. That is going to be a free kick. The referee going to his book. And a yellow card for Cromwell at the back.
And it's a hard foul at the top of the box. And the Battery, it was a promising attack. Zico Lewis just brought down. This will give a real good look here on and it's Piggott, I'm sorry. Real tough foul there from Cromwell, but he's fortunate that he's only a step or two outside the box and he's not inside the box on that one.
Birmingham Region, number 30, Rizal.
Another opportunity arises, and now this is perfect. Zico Lewis difference. Loves one at the top of the box. Loves one on that left foot. And you just get the sense that Matt Van Oekel knows it as he's busy organising the wall that stands in his way. Zico Lewis, 8 goals on the season last year.
Poppy, I'm a little surprised that the Birmingham wall isn't shifted a little bit further over for a left footer, unless they're concerned that Gadula will hit this on a right footer.
It's going to be Zico Lewis. The swing is there, and Van Oekel punches to safety.
That's a well-struck free kick, but unfortunately for Zico, it's right at Van Oekel. He just has to have strong hands to parry that one over the bar, and does.
He'll get another crack at it from this near side. Corner kick coming up.
Just rips it in, and Van Oekel up to the task.
Zico Lewis into the near post. Nelson was there. Couldn't quite get the redirection on it. Lewis takes 2.
Interesting that Birmingham don't set up with anyone on the post.
Again, near post. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, and the 3 corner kicks that the Charleston Battery have all been to that near post. They just have to beat that near-sided person on the front side. Give their boys a chance to get in there.
The height is in the box. This one's better. Looping maybe a touch too much, though, on that occasion.
Yeah, a little overcorrection on that one.
Van Oekel sees an opportunity and takes it. Falls out wide. Cervenia going at it alone into the box. Safety in numbers from the Battery, who aren't able to get it to safety just yet. And that's a disappointing one to give away there.
Well, it's Cervenia's first real action as he's just come on, and you can see he's a dynamic player coming on the left side. But the Battery have given away an opportunity here, and this will not be an easy one to defend.
Carl Nelson tasked with marking Brian Wright up top. A tricky player to have on your hands, and an opportunity for Birmingham. Into the box it goes. Nelson rises up and straight out.
And it's a good ball there from Lapa as he just rips one across. The Battery have done well to steer that one to safety. They're not out of the woods.
Nelson with great height in the box, 6'3". Opts to go short this time. Daly is there. And Kevin Broadley did not like that. Naku Daly finds himself with a yellow as well.
And it's a hard challenge from Naku there at the corner of the 18 as that ball pops back out for Lapa.
Medical assistance makes his way onto the pitch. We'll take another look at this. Well, the forward having to come back and defend says it all. It's an awkward one. And Naku Daly just having a talking to there.
Poppy, it's a hard challenge, but I don't see anything absolutely insane about the challenge there from Naku Daly. He unfortunately for Lapa, catches him on the top of the foot. Hard challenge, yes. Yellow card, debatable, but this game has been pretty chippy so far.
Naku Daly, who played for Clarendon College of the Jamaican National Premier League, scored 21 goals for them before making his way over to Charleston. Didn't quite get his season going last year, but we saw so many glimpses of just what he's capable of. He'll be looking to make it happen this year. The youngster, just 18 years old, part of the Jamaican youth national side.
And you really just forget how young he is. Really is an 18-year-old. Most kids in the United States are starting their college careers, and Naku's starting his second year of professional soccer. And so, you know, those matches from last year will serve him well, and he'll learn a lot from those. He's certainly an electric player.
Lapa and Cromwell over this one. The left and right foot option.
I really can't see how this is anybody else but Bruno Lapa serving this ball in. An in-swinger, get the back line, dropping towards Phil Brino. It can cause absolute chaos in there around the top of the 6.
It will be Bruno Lapa away from Crawford. Didn't beat the first defender. And the recycle board goes nowhere. Goal kick coming up for Phil Brino.
Yeah, it's disappointing delivery there from Bruno Lapa, who's certainly capable of more and has shown that this evening.
Fans, don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Charleston Battery, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news, scores, and get reminders on the Charleston Battery's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your side. Birmingham Legion on the front foot once again as they come charging forward. Bruno Lapa takes a deflection, and Birmingham Legion make it too.
Well, it's a fortunate piece of play there for Bruno as that ball takes a wicked deflection. credit to the number 8 to get himself in the right spaces there to get a chance on goal and takes it. Kind of reminds me of the first goal he scored on Wednesday night. It was a little bit of a weird sort of play how it evolved. Unfortunately for Logan Gadula, it clips off his foot and sends Phil Brino the wrong way.
The Brazilian Bruno Lapa played a role in all 3 goals against Memphis. He notches one for himself again here tonight. And now the visitors find themselves 2-1 up in the 54th.
Well, and you have to see what this might change, for either side there. The Battery at home, 2-1 down, and Birmingham certainly with 90 minutes in their legs a few days ago in a long bus ride in their legs. What this will change, although there's a lot of time left to play.
Nelson for Gadula. Crawford just been so busy on the ball tonight. Here's Piggott. The Battery looking for a quick fire response. And you said it, Christian, this game has just been so stop-start in the second half.
Yeah, another hard foul there on Piggott as he looks to get forward down the right-hand side. And it has just been a bit of that stop and start, a lot of free kicks.
This play is presented by MUNC Health Sports Medicine.
Mikey Lopez on your screen there. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, and Piggott does well to turn here, turn his man and find a little bit of real estate, but it's a good recovery from Lopez. It's just a hard foul. He's a little bit coming from behind. And the Battery have another opportunity to get a set piece right here.
Bobby Weisenberger from MUSC Health taking fantastic care of the players, as always. Been with the club a decade. Just such an integral part of this team. Mike Anhauser's coaching staff, along with John Wilson and Dusty Hoodup.
Yeah, just to have that stability amongst the staff, I think, is absolutely important as the players can rotate in and out.
Gadula and Lewis. Taken quickly into the box it goes. The danger not over, and it looked like it found its way to the back of the net. And Kevin Broadley initialing, it looks like there, for a handball.
Absolute cracker of a finish. We'll have to take a look at the replay to see where that came off. But what a response from the Battery.
That's twice now the Battery have found the back of the net, and it has not been counted. Let's take another look.
I just think it's too close to call, Poppy. I really don't see anything clear and obvious about it. It's unfortunate as 2 Battery goals have been wiped off the board this evening.
Lopez. Forced all the way home. Van Oekel. Naku Daly on the run. Puts it on the deck. Looking to spray one forward for right.
Well, something the Battery will certainly have to take care of as the season goes on is starting fast, as they've given up an early goal in the first half and another early goal in the second half here. Starting quickly and not falling behind.
Lopez looking for some space. The Battery not giving them any. Cool and composed from the centre back. Daly. He's got a couple of runners, finds the feet of Piggott. Gets the 1-2, yellow shirts around him. And looking for a bar on the far side, nothing to come to fruition. Birmingham at the other end of the park. And just a few loose touches as expected in game 1 and 2 of the season restart.
That's right, and Birmingham's back four really did a nice job of getting compact and closing down those spaces and making it difficult.
The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to the pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search #USL Academy on social media.
I think it's an exciting time for youth players in the country as they're, you know, really ramping off the USL Academy start, and certainly the ability to follow in a professional environment is something that players in this country have needed for decades, right? And so now this gives them that chance.
Fantastic addition from the league. Here's Lopez. Safety in numbers at the back. Piggott comes out on top. Lopez wants back in the action. Punch to the top of the box. Bruno Lapa is there. And the shot denied by Nelson. Piggott wanting Daly. And on the day, what could look like a loose ball, you might just find a cue on the end of it.
Indeed, he's got the ability to stretch a back line. The final product there from Zico wasn't there, but you know, that's the sort of spaces that the Battery want to see Nikiu getting into.
Archer runs out of options, and Birmingham Legion looking to punish them here. Nelson steps in. Corner kick coming up for the visitors.
And that's a few times that we've seen players at the back being a little casual and getting caught on the ball. And it leads now to a Birmingham corner kick.
Corner kick coming up. Everybody but one back in the box to help defend. Bruno Lapa, the one over the ball. Nothing to come of it. Let's take a look at the opportunity that we just saw a couple of minutes ago. Handball, said Kevin Broadley. Let's take a look, Christian.
It's hard for me to see that there's a clear and obvious handball there. I could see given a foul potentially on the challenge. But anyway, you're right. It's an amazing strike to find the back of the net. Unfortunately for the Battery, it doesn't count.
An excellent replay there. The scoreline remains the same. 2-1 Birmingham Legion lead in the 61st minute. Piggott redirects it off the woodwork. Here's Crawford, and an excellent opportunity comes begging for the Battery.
A superb ball across and a fantastic header to the back post has Van Okel scrambling and is lucky that that ball hits the crossbar. As you see this develop again, an unreal ball and just a fantastic header that glances off the crossbar, and Robbie Crawford just can't get control of the ball and get his feet set to swing one on target.
Was an excellent chance from Piggott. Robbie Crawford there at the back post. He's been all over the park in this match. Work rate second to none. Bobby Weisenberger of MUSC Health on the far side. To Sean Nemhard. Makes his way out, and it looks like Mike Anhauser is ready to make some substitutions. Nico Rittmeyer and Jared Van Schaik pulling on their jerseys below, getting ready to come into the match. Jared Van Schaik, the most veteran leader of this Charleston Battery side in his 6th season with the black and yellow, has not played a game yet of the 2020 campaign, injured against Atlanta United 2 in the first match. And a familiar face, like we said with Leland Archer, in Nico Rittmeyer, a College of Charleston product, speedy winger, makes his way in for this one.
Yeah, and Coach Anhauser really hopes that these two guys can come in and make an immediate impact. Van Schaik will certainly give the back line some steadiness. So many years of patrolling that back line as a professional, and Nico Rittmeyer just got so much pace and ability to go at players 1v1. They'll want to get chances right away.
Lengthy ball up into the attack. Cervenia, one-on-one. Gadula comes out on top. Kelly. The Battery comfortable with possession. All the way through the back. Archer
Number 7, Nico Rittmeyer, who replaces...
A loose one into Kelly. That is dangerous. But a free kick nonetheless. And it's taken quickly and probably not the best we've seen. And it comes straight back the other way.
No, really, and Birmingham had sort of bailed out the battery there with that ball into Angelo Kelly's feet. But as in early season moments, the ball is given right back.
Lapa once again over the dead ball. 15 assists for Wake Forest during his college years. Won't take it this time though. Centre back Cromwell. Van Schaik first touches on the ball and finds Niku Daly. Niku Daly could be off to the races. Zico Lewis up there to help him. It's a long one across the box. Lewis, one-on-one, cuts inside, a little bit of trickery, dink to the back post. There it is, off the top of the crossbar once again. And you get the feeling this ball wants to go anywhere, but in the back of the net for the Battery.
That's how much the team in black must feel right now, but that is just another electrifying attack from the guys in black and yellow, and you see what Niku Daly is capable of. And as we take a look back, Zico Lewis just wasn't given a great ball across, but this ball slides off the crossbar and to safety. But Niku Daly, really with the ability to stretch a back line, just needed the quality to give that ball to Zico Lewis's feet, and he's in on goal.
Zico Lewis could also have acted as a bit of a decoy, making that darting run into the back, causing the centre-backs to make a decision. Here comes Gudula. A real spring in the step for the home side, shot across the box. And Rittmeyer comes flying in. And now we are starting to see some changes. Tom So as well, making an attacking change. Nico Brett putting on his jersey. Brett, who played just 8 minutes against Memphis earlier this week, returning from injury. We know just how dangerous he can be from his time with the Riverhounds.
Well, Nico Brett is a proven goal scorer in this league and has scored goals and buckets over the last few years, and is a player that can certainly cause your team havoc.
It's the clear and intentional message, though, put out by the coaching staff. Attacking changes. Both teams are going for the 3 points. Eli Crenali wanting to make his way in as well. The brother of Alex Crenali, the centre-back. Played together professionally for the first time on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a fantastic story, Poppy, to grow up playing the game and even throughout the college game, and to find yourself playing professionally in the same side is pretty phenomenal.
And off comes Brian Wright as well. One striker for another. Brian Wright with a goal in this one here tonight. And Nico Brett, who made his 100th USL appearance earlier this week against Memphis 901 from Kingston, Jamaica, had an absolute standout season last year. In the past 2 seasons with the Riverhounds, 32 goals, 17 assists, the 3-time USL Championship Player of the Week. One man that just has it all. And how does this change things for the Battery back line when you may see some tired legs creeping in, and then you see somebody of Nico Brett's caliber make his way into the match?
Yeah, he'll certainly have the freshness to come in and play and get on the ball. Battery defensive players have to be sharp mentally to sort of snuff things out before they happen.
Out wide on the far side, Crenali was begging for it in the middle. And a loose one from Cromwell, uncharacteristic from him out the back.
And really for Birmingham at this point, you want to start to slowly but surely take the pace out of the game a little bit, slow play things. When you can get Nico Brett on a counter, you use it. Apart from that, it's don't give away chances, keep the ball as much as you can.
It's interesting with these two sides, Christian, both favor the counter-attacking style of play. We've seen it open up in this match already. It'd be interesting to see how the final 20 minutes closes out for this one.
Yeah, certainly. And in the first game back, after so many months off, the mental side of being able to stay fresh and sharp, that takes its toll on you, and it'll be difficult. Nico Brett will want to capitalize on that.
Lopez. Slovenia can't quite connect. Here's Crawford. Angelo Kelly in his third season with the black and yellow. A real mainstay last year in that central position for the black and yellow.
And Poppy, I think it's just going to take a little time for that relationship between Robbie Crawford and Angelo Kelly to really develop. Two fantastic players with a ton of experience. They just haven't always been on the same page tonight.
A couple of changes for the Battery this offseason. Brian Anunga, who played such a pivotal role last season in the middle there with Angelo Kelly, as you were saying, off to MLS in Nashville SC. Robbie Crawford comes in and really looks to roam in that position. He's been everywhere tonight. Here's Van Schaik.
But when you look at a side that has lost Taylor Mueller, Brian Anunga, and Atula Guerra, these are three cogs in a wheel that have really helped your team be successful over the last few seasons. And certainly the leadership from a guy like Taylor Mueller coming out of center back, those are big shoes to fill for Leland Archer. And it's going to take a few games for them to play their way into it.
And a couple of injuries as well, sidelining some of Mike Anhauser's squad. Arthur Boschua, who had 9 goals last season, up top the Battery number 9.
Yeah, Poppy, and the thing about this format really is it's not one game a week, right? You don't have a lot of time to prepare and continue to get. You've got matches coming thick and fast, and so really a lot of your preparation and learning is on the fly. Battery will use this 90 minutes, and it will be an incredible amount of learning for them and for Coach Anhauser.
Interestingly, for Mike Anhauser, he's been with the USL when they had a format very similar to this with the 5 substitutions, the shorter season and the games coming thick and fast. It was only in 2016 that the USL went to the 3 substitution rule. So if anybody knows how this season may unfold, it is Mike Anhauser.
So much experience as a player and as a coach here for the Charleston Battery, and you don't want anybody else on your sideline. Guy's a brilliant soccer mind, really 2 brilliant soccer minds, because Coach Tom Son has just got so much class and did it as a player in Major League Soccer and certainly also as a coach. So you got 2 brilliant minds on the sidelines tonight.
Lewis, chip ball over, here's Piggott. Nicely defended at the back from the visitors. Nelson to recycle. Esseadu knocks one out wide. Roof for Eli Pranali.
That's the first real action there for Nico Brett. He tries to get something there at the top of the box, but we're going the other way with the Battery. Let's see if we can pull something off.
Rittmeyer. It's asking a lot of Angelo Kelly, who gets there in the nick of time, charging to the end line, and he will take that corner.
Impressive from Angelo Kelly to get to that ball, which was really sort of loosely sprayed out wide. And a Battery will look for really on this a better delivery. You got to let your big guys get in there and challenge for the ball. If you can't miss the guy at the front post, then you don't give your guys a chance to get on the end of it.
Robbie Crawford, the one over this one. A looping ball. Matt Van Oekel struggles to get anything on it. And it falls all the way through.
And I had my eye on that back post, Poppy. They don't put anyone on the back post, so a looping ball to the back post can certainly cause a goalkeeper problems. Unfortunately for the Battery, there's no one on the end of it.
Van Okel under no rush to get us back underway. Van Schaik. Jared Van Schaik really proved to be the Swiss Army knife for the Charleston Battery. You can play anywhere on the park. Out wide left, on the flank, in the middle, centre back, you name it, he'll play it. So important to have somebody like that on your team, especially when you're adding in all these new additions at the beginning of the season.
He's a fantastic player, and he's got so many great qualities. Number one would probably be his experience playing in the Charleston Battery and in Augie's system. But these are the moments right now, Poppy, with 15 minutes left, that you wish there were 5,000 fans in the stands to sort of drive the team forward, because we're missing that punch right now.
I'm sure everybody's probably on the edge of their seats at home. I welcome you into the broadcast. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are doing so. But you're absolutely right. Not the fairy tale start in that sense with the fans that the Charleston Battery would have wanted, but nonetheless a phenomenal place to play. These players are relishing being out on the pitch. I spoke to them earlier this week. They just said they're raring to go. We can't wait to get out there on this turf. We're going to take now a look at what has come from this stadium. We've been talking about the changes that have happened here, but if you're joining us from the first time, then you probably wouldn't know that that stadium did not actually exist prior to 2020. An excellent aerial drone footage shot here of just what has happened, and even changes that have happened in these last couple of days. It's just a phenomenal place with a picture-perfect backdrop.
It really is. It's super accessible. It's phenomenally well done here by the ownership group, and I've always thought it was a fantastic place to play, and certainly the pro game now has its place here, just on the doorstep of downtown Charleston, and I think it's just going to be a wonderful place to play. Certainly an amazing place for visiting teams to come visit.
HCFC, the ownership group led by Rob Salvatore, had such a clear vision coming into this one. They've got everybody on board with them, the players, the coaching staff, the front office, the community. It's been excellent to watch. I don't know, they probably more than anyone cannot wait for these stands to be filled. Lungs and drums at the ready, and we will get there. But of course, safety first in these times, Christian. It's so hard to remember what we've been through in the past couple of months. But match day finally here in Charleston as we slowly but surely start to resume normality.
Yeah, and I think there will be a big sigh of relief from the ownership group to get game one in the books at home, what it feels like, that sort of thing. Certainly they'll want the players on the field to turn it around over the next 15 minutes to try and get a result out of this.
Eli Cronali on your screen there. The younger brother of Alex played at Belmont before transferring to the University of Maryland, his brother's alma mater, where he scored 4 goals, registered 9 assists, really controlled the midfield as the Terrapins won the 2018 national title. And another substitution is getting ready below us for the Battery. Maro Sticharo, along with Stavros Sarikotis, getting ready for this one. Naku Daly comes off, as does Romario Piggott, and what a shift they put in for their first match back.
Absolutely, there were some brilliant moments there from both of those guys throughout the 90 minutes. But Sichero and Stavros will have to come in here and make an immediate impact, and only have about 10 to 12 minutes to do so.
A flip ball on. Bruno opts to go short. Nelson into Crawford. got the vision. Couldn't quite find the feet, but it'll fall all the way back to him. This time finds Van Schaik. Rittmeyer. Angelo Kelly ranked second on the team in passes completed and passing accuracy last season. And here is Stavros now on the ball.
Mario Teixeira replaces Mario Piggott. Stavros Sarakostas replaces Nikki.
And I think this is what you're going to see in the final 10 minutes. Birmingham content to sit in and close down the spaces and make it difficult to play through. Battery with a little possession here, but they'll need to get the ball in the box to get chances.
Van Schaik into Crawford. Toying at the edge of the box. Kelly invites Nelson into the attack. It's a nice ball, but just a touch too much. Sarakostas cannot get on the end of that one. Born in Greece, Stavros grew up in Rhode Island. Had a standout collegiate career close to home at the University of Rhode Island. Had 28 goals, 17 assists through his collegiate career. No stranger to finding the back of the net.
Sarakostas, a crafty player with a nose for goal, and will want to come in and inject a little bit of life into this team that's going to be tired going on 80 minutes.
Lopez was Birmingham's second signing in 2019. Played at San Antonio the prior 2 seasons before that. Originally drafted by SKC, went on a couple of loan spells with Orlando City. A key component at the back for Tom Sohn. Just under 10 minutes left to play here at Patriots Point, Charleston, South Carolina, the site for this one. And you could see Nico Brett there just queuing up at the races. He is ready for that through ball, but here comes an opportunity. Nelson gets back. Excellent defending from the former Wofford Terrier. And this is the moment where challenges do come just flying in. Akinyodi shown yellow in the 81st.
Well, it's brilliant defending there from Kyle Nelson to recover inside the box. Remain composed and to win the ball there and play out of it, but another hard challenge. As you see Kyle Nelson win that ball and play out of it, just another huge crunching challenge here.
Legion FC, in the 82nd minute to number 3, Bolo Akinyode.
He didn't see anything wrong with it, but most players that are committing fouls like that don't.
Bolu Akinyodi on your screen there from Nigeria. Joined the Red Bull Academy at 16 after he moved to the States to play collegiate soccer, and then signed with the USL side Red Bulls too. Spent the 2018 and 19 season with Nashville SC. And as we mentioned, he was absolutely critical for them in the midfield. Gadula looks to be up and okay. Brino to get us underway as we enter the 83rd. Crawford, top of the box, looking for an opportunity, finds Van Schaik. Into the box, and out it goes for a corner. An opportunity here for Charleston to pull one back. This could be a critical set piece.
Everything counts in these moments. Got to have good delivery, and honestly, you've got to have courageous players that are willing to attack the ball in those tight spaces. Again, no one at the back post for Birmingham.
Nelson. Gadula recycles, falls all the way to the back. And another opportunity for the black and yellow. An in-swinger from the far side. A lovely delivery into the box. And falls all the way out. Van Oekel, goal kick coming up.
Well, it's better delivery there on the serve and players that are willing to go challenge. I'm surprised the Battery haven't tried to change things up slightly and maybe play something short out to the top of the box.
Kelly Fabrino gets the 1-2. Angelo Kelly, not the tallest of players, that likes to drop back on these set-piece opportunities. Lewis. Ground ball into Cichero, lays one off, and not enough time. A sea of red jerseys to swarm Zico Lewis.
Yeah, Birmingham doing a really nice job of staying compact and making it really difficult at the top of the 18 to play around or to play through. Battery going to have to get the ball out wide and look to see if they can get in line and pull the ball back across. I think it's just going to be too difficult to play through that.
Thompson looking to shore things up in the midfield. Daigo Kobayashi makes his way in, and out comes Jake Roof. The 36-year-old Japanese midfielder has just got so much experience under his belt, over 300 appearances, playing for several teams all over the globe. And now he finds himself in Birmingham, Alabama. Crawford does enough. A switch of the flank interrupted by Lopez. Here's Nelson. Looks to go the other way. This could be dangerous. And offside is the call.
Well, tired legs and a hopeful ball there from Kyle Nelson. The Battery just caught offside. They're going to have to find another gear here in the last 4 or 5 minutes. The likes of Cichero, Zarakauskas that really have fresh legs have to come in and make an impact. Nico Rittmeyer has been quiet since he's come on.
Kobayashi getting into the mix, a familiar face for head coach Thompson. Was with him from 2014 to 17 at New England Revolution in MLS. There he is, second year at the helm. Like we mentioned, played all over the world, Japan, Norway, Greece. Now here in the US, spent 2018 with Las Vegas Lights before joining Birmingham in 2019. A real workhorse in the midfield.
Unfortunately, another loose ball. As Cichero had found space and some ground. Those long legs can cover ground there. They just need to be able to find his feet there. Give him an opportunity to get onto that one.
Slovenia dispossessed. Rittmeyer. Greenery in front of him. Looking to cut into the box. Ground ball in, and Van Oekel rises to the occasion.
Yeah, and that's a lot better from Nico Rittmeyer there. It's a place where he excels, getting the ball at his feet, running at a back line out wide, serving balls into the box.
Well, football is back underway all over the world, and the USL Championship is no different. It's been action-packed. Monday night soccer, one to mark on your calendar. Hartford Athletic taking on Loudoun United. ESPN2, Group F action coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern. For Birmingham Legion, they'll be taking on the Tampa Bay Rowdies at BBVA Field. We've got one of the best attendance records in the league when fans are out in full force. Here's Crawford in the box. Lays one out wide, an opportunity, and denied at the last minute. Takes a fraction too long, and Lopez comes up massive.
Well, and brilliant from Robbie Crawford. Just the calmness and composure inside of the 18 to find Logan Gadula, who just takes a little too long to pull the trigger on that one. Really needed a first-time finish there. Well defended there in the end.
Lewis, this time notched to the back post. Van Oekel forced to punch away.
It's well done from Van Oekel there to sort of punch that out. No back post players there to be able to head that to safety. It's all goalkeeper reign there.
Cicero trying to link up on the far side. We're hearing there's going to be 6 minutes of added on time in this one, and if you're Birmingham Legion, those 6 minutes might feel like much, much longer. Here's Crawford. Dangerous one into the box, falls all the way through. Kyle Nelson comes rolling in, and this could be danger. Kevin Broadley out with a yellow card.
And it's Savagna flying in on a tackle. And Kyle Nelson gets there first. But that has been part and parcel of this 90 minutes, Poppy. We've just seen that stop, start, hard fouls all around the pitch. We see another play here. Crawford whips this ball in. And Mikey Lopez, who's in the biggest guy, gets his head to it and whips it forward. And Kyle Nelson's first to the ball. And that's just a real difficult one to get into. And as you said, the next few minutes could feel like an eternity for the guys in red.
Kyle Nelson just coming forward with so much pace from the back line there. He knew he had to 110% get through it. He's done just that. And now Zico Lewis lining up over the dead ball. We're in extra time. Can the Battery claw their way back into this one? Van Oekel opting for the one-man wall. Into the box, pumped up and away. Lewis for Kelly, forced back to Brino.
Well, it was a good delivery there from Lewis, but Birmingham was equal to the task. But here we go.
The Battery really on the front foot in the late going. Traffic floods the box for the visitors. Van Schaik, a looping ball over. This could be problematic for the Battery. Nico Brett comes inside the box. Carl Nelson with a decision to make, and he makes the right one. Fantastically done from the centre back.
Absolutely brilliant defending there from Kyle Nelson. He had no business winning that ball, frankly, but comes away with it. And the Battery narrowly escape what would have been a clinching goal there for Legion.
Ronali back to Lopez. Gadula looks to be in a bit of pain himself. And now Phil Brino has everyone on the edge of his seat.
Not a player you want to get lots of touches on the ball, that's for sure.
The Battery still looking to try and break through. Kelly back up on his feet, outnumbered on the far side. Nonetheless, will go strolling forward into the greenery. Top of the box is still Kelly. Laid off Crawford. Rittmeyer. Again, those ever-rotating flanks for this Battery side.
Well, it's tired legs and tired minds right now. And sometimes the easy way out is just to throw a foot in there and give up a foul. The Battery have got to push everything forward now in the final moments.
Van Schaik into the box. It's a lovely one from Jared Van Schaik. He can absolutely set his teammates up on a dime. Tom Sohn on your screen there. Logan Gudula still out. The Battery playing with 10 men, looking to make that final substitution. Kieran Mason down, ready to make his way into this one. Entering the last 2 minutes of stoppage time. And I'm sure the Battery fans willing them on from home. To the top of the box it goes. Kelly gets a touch on it. Takes a deflection on its way out. Lewis looking to go in again. It's Crawford. Would have been superb if he'd got the connection on it.
Well, Birmingham, it's 6s and 7s at the back right now, but still finding a way to get the ball to safety. So Battery makes their change with Gudula coming out. Mason coming on.
Number 26, Kieran Mason replaces
Kieran Mason in his second season with Charleston, the Trinidad and Tobago defender. Only played 3 matches last season for the Battery. Picked up an injury that saw him sidelined for a lot of it. And that could have been a problem. Kobayashi couldn't connect with Brett. Crawford still gas in the tank. Looping ball over Lewis. Ground ball in is dangerous and falls all the way through. Takes a deflection on its way out. And the Battery, time is now not their friend.
Well, a couple of fantastic balls as Crawford springs Lewis in, and a blitzering ball across the top inside the box.
Cicero, one last crack. It's a big ball to the back. The head's there from Van Schaik. And it was ever rising. Well, you can't say the Battery haven't created chances. It's been all them in this late going.
What a ball across from Zico Lewis, but Cicero just needed to gamble that it might come across. And the Battery have thrown everything in the kitchen sink at Birmingham in the final 20 minutes of this game and just have not been able to find an equalizer.
Cicero comes from a family of soccer players. His dad and 2 brothers both play professionally. His dad playing for Venezuela. We are over the 6 minutes and Kevin Broadley blows his whistle. That is going to be full time from Patriots Point for the first time. Charleston, South Carolina, and it just was not their night tonight, Christian.
It wasn't. It was fantastic opportunities on either side, really. But certainly over the last 20 minutes, it was a Charleston Battery creating chances and looking to get to goal. Just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
They had all the momentum in the late going. The substitutes really bringing on those fresh legs, some standout performances as well. But Lapa, we mentioned him as being a danger one to watch. Coming into this match, he found the back of the net for his side again tonight.
Indeed, he's a player to watch this year, and certainly in his rookie season, he's in 2 games has proven he can be a problem in this league for defending teams.
It was Brian Wright, that man there, to open the scoring. We have got lots to unfold. We will be back just after this break to take a look at the full match highlights. Stay with us. Full time from Patriots Point, though. Birmingham Legion 2, Charleston Battery 1.
With HomeSmart from Home Telecom, you get the peace of mind of 24/7 security monitoring with all the convenience of home automation, starting at just $34.99 a month. Get smart control of your lights, locks, appliances, thermostat, garage door, and more. No matter where you are, the power is in your hands. We call that home away from home. For a limited time, save $50 on the HomeSmart Total Attack Pack with a free Skybell doorbell. HomeSmart, home automation and security from Home Telecom. Live life ahead.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone, you're supported, pushed, tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, on open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to Patriots Point here in Charleston, South Carolina. The final score after this one, Birmingham Legion 2, Charleston Battery 1. Poppy Miller alongside Christian Michner. So much to unfold in this one. We weren't really sure how it was going to pan out. The Battery's first game back in this restart. And of course, Birmingham Legion, they were coming in flying high after a midweek win against Memphis 901. It started early for them though. As we take a look at the highlights, Brian Wright firing on all cylinders to get his side going. He opened the scoring in the 12th minute, but a couple of opportunities to come before that. We'll take a look at the goal.
And Brian Wright just can stretch a team, and make no mistake about it, he just powers this ball into the back post, and there's nothing that Phil Brino can do about that one. Battery just caught step in there, and Brian Wright makes them pay with a cracker to the back post.
It wasn't long later though until the Battery had a fantastic build-up. Robbie Crawford really pulling the strings in the middle. Deshaun Nemhard across, and Zico Lewis ricochets the back of the net. A fantastic finish from the Bermudan international.
Such a difficult take from the top of the 18 first time, and he absolutely laces it in the back.
Then we saw half-time Birmingham Legion coming out from the locker room. Bruno Lappa, we mentioned, he could prove problematic. It takes a deflection. Nonetheless, though, he puts Birmingham Legion in front.
And it takes a deflection. He'll take it. Make no mistake about it. That ball is going in the back of the net, and that's the winner for Birmingham.
It was all Charleston in the late going. Just didn't quite happen for them. 2 times they hit the crossbar. 2 times Kevin Broadley denied them when it found the back of the net. And the shots were just flying in from all over, Christian.
And like I said, Charleston did everything but put the ball in the back of the net in the second half. They hit the woodwork on a number of occasions, and Van Oekel came back huge on a couple of big serve balls into the box. And here you see the last chance really of the game as Crawford plays Gadula, but he just takes too long there on that finish. Needed something to come off a little bit quicker.
Robbie Crawford as well, setting him up on a tee. We'll take a look at the full-time statistics. Possession, the Charleston Battery had most of it with 54%, but the one that counts, the one and only 2 goals to 1.
Yeah, and that was a stat that really changed as the match wore on, Poppy. The possession was really heavily in favor of Birmingham in the early moments, and Charleston found their way into the match, but certainly couldn't find the equalizer.
Well, we mentioned these games are going to come thick and fast. This one, the first one for the restart of the USL Championship. But the Battery will find themselves back here at Patriots Point on Friday to take on Atlanta United 2, a team that they've already picked up 3 points from against earlier on this season, back in March. Then they'll head to Al Lang Stadium to take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and you can see that group play there. They'll play Atlanta United 3 times over the next month or so.
Yeah, and it's a quick turnaround, so not a lot of time to lick your wounds and organize and be ready to go again as they face an improved Atlanta United 2 side, and really they'll face them 3 times, like you said, in the span of 3.5 weeks, so they're going to get a lot of intel on them.
And we mentioned the additions that Neil Collins has made to his side. A familiar face for the Charleston Battery, and Forrest Lasso joins their side at the back. Interesting to see how that will shape up. Well, this match has been long awaited, highly anticipated, not the result Mike Anhauser wanted, but nonetheless sparks of positivity as we look to move forward with this condensed USL Championship season. That just about wraps things up from Charleston, South Carolina. Patriots Point, on behalf of Poppy Miller, Christian Michner, Vista, we want to thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.